Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo. And as you all know, on Tuesdays, we have our episodes of Cree Said What? Our Tuesday installment of Life According to Cree the podcast, hosted by myself, Cree Cole, where we talk about what's really popping and trending out here in these streets, whether it's these internet streets, the streets, and everywhere in between. So buckle up, because it's about to be a time tonight. Now, since it's May, Cree Said What is going to be dedicated all month long to motherhood, the real version, the layered version. That version that requires you every now and again to take a little sip from your wine glass. The version that doesn't always get talked about out loud because y'all all have heard my perspectives. But today, you're going to hear from someone who actually experienced me as a mother. But before we get to that, it is Cree Said What? So, Persis and Willies, let's get into it. If you have not heard, out here in these Facebook, in particular Facebook or TikTok streets, the content creator, Benji, Mr. Wusa himself, went to go visit a local restaurant right here in my city, Florence, South Carolina, called Percy and Willie's. Percy and Willie's has always been a staple in this area for good food, good times, favorite spot for the church folks to go to. A couple years back, business started declining due to the customer service declining. The partners that owned it split apart. One that was still there tried to keep it running. It wasn't running right. They closed down. They closed down. So for a few years, there was no Percy and Willies. Fast forward to now. We started hearing, say late last year, we started hearing little buzz. Percy and Willie's come back. Percy's will come back. And let me tell you something. If you have ever experienced Percy's and Willie's, then everybody who ate there on a regular, there was something on that menu that was one of your favorites. Okay, it was one of your favorites. It was one of your favorite one, two. If you were going there, that's what you was going to go eat. So there's a little bit of buzz. There was a little bit of buzz when you go on that side of town. You can see a little bit of one, two going on where you like, oh, whoa, they is doing something. And then a couple of weeks ago, they had a soft opening. Then they slowly but surely started allowing more patrons in. And I believe that they may, at this point, have been maybe reopened maybe 3 weeks. I don't even think it's been a whole month, to be honest with you. I don't think it's been a whole month. But just this past weekend, the content creator Benji went to go visit the restaurant to do his food critic reviews that he does. They are extremely popular. They are blowing up all across the internet. He's in there. He's in there with his person that he has to do his filming. He comes in. He's told us an hour wait. One of the servers says, "I know who that is. You know what? You can put him at a table of mine, even though there was a whole bunch of other people waiting. You can put him at a table of mine. I don't mind serving them. I'll get them on. I'll get them on through now." This is something that the staff had decided to do between the hostesses, the host station, and one of the servers. Okay, so Benji proceeds to do his 1 2 1 2. What he do? If you watching it, if you don't know what he do, go watch some of his videos. Look him up. That'll be enough explanation for you, because this ain't what this episode about. However, he goes to start doing his 1 2 1 2. He goes and he orders his food. He goes to go check the restroom. These are things that he normally does for a restaurant review. When he is leaving the restroom, he is met by the manager of the restaurant. They have an exchange. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. At some point, they are alerted that he is and confirmed that he is in fact in their recording. The manager approaches him, asking him if he would step outside toward the door. I'm assuming it was because he wanted to let him know that they did not allow recording or whatever, what have you, inside of the restaurant. Probably something that they had just came up with, but who knows? Who knows? But nonetheless, to let him know that, Benji, of course, asked, especially if you saw the video, asked, "Well, what you want me to go to the door for? Like, what's going on? Whatever." He asked multiple times, and then the manager just goes on his and says it right there in the bar area of the restaurant. "We're asking you to leave because we don't allow recording in the restaurant." From there, it escalates. From there, it escalates. From there it escalates. Benji starts questioning why they're not gonna allow him, or why they don't allow recording inside of the restaurant. The actual owner enters in stage left. they begin to have an exchange with each other. With each other. Um, there is a moment in the video where it is a bit confusing because the owner is saying that Benji assaulted him, which by any all the 5,000 camera angles that people had in there, that did not happen. This is why he is on the phone, um, allegedly calling the police in order to come up there. Um, where they were going to exit to go through the bar area to walk down closer to the door because that takes like it walks around the main dining room. Benji had went to go the other direction to walk back through the main dining room. It escalated as they proceeded through there between him and the owner. Once they got outside, the owner actually further escalated where he went from, oh, you just assaulted me. You just assaulted me. He went to back. By that time, that's where they was at with it. There's some pushing, there's some nudging. Benji eventually leaves, and then the internet explodes once the videos start being uploaded. Because not only Benji's video was uploaded, but also videos from people who were there and watching and witnessed it. So let me give you some stuff from the local level. From the local level, from the people that my local people are on the Little Blue app. If the local people follow me on TikTok, I don't know nothing about it. If they watch this podcast, I don't know nothing about it. What I do know is that all the local people that I know are on my Facebook for sure, for sure. And I'm trying to work my 9 to 5 today. Every time, because you be working, you click on something, you have something else, some more noise going on. Every time I saw a post, it was something about racism, um, boycotting Percy and Willie's. People, I guess there were varying opinions about the situation itself amongst our community, because I don't really know what the other community got to say about it, and I don't care what the other community got to say about it if I keep it all the way a buck. But yeah, there's conflicts about who was right, who was wrong, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't feel like neither one of them handled it the best way that they could have handled it. Neither one. By watching Benji's video, not any other video, by watching Benji's video from the point where he started recording. I don't know what happened before he started recording. I don't know if there's more video prior to where, his video starts, right? Don't know. But from what I've seen in the video, Benji could have went on ahead with the manager to the door to have the conversation. He chose not to. The owner entering into the chats escalated that situation even further. And then neither one of them was willing to back down on their stance. There may have been a conversation or something that was said. I had saw some people saying that the owner had called him a boy. That was not in Benji's video. It wasn't in Benji's video. It wasn't in Benji's video that he put on TikTok. Okay, he didn't put that in there. He might have had conversation with people. He might have told people. But that's not what he put in there. There's a lot of people that were saying that the owner or somebody else that was, say, a part of the staff actually called him the N-word. That also is not in his video. He may have told somebody, they, in conversation or whatever, because he is locally known in the area. I just pretty much wish that I feel like it could have been handled in a much, much better way than what it was handled, because it was clear upon his arrival inside of the restaurant, simply by what he recorded, that they knew he was in there. Like one time he was literally sitting at the table getting his order. You know what I'm saying? Giving his order to the waitress. And I feel like once he returned back to his seat would have been an appropriate time for the owner or the manager or whoever to, let him know whatever their policy was regarding recording inside the restaurant. Do I believe that they had a policy involving recording inside the restaurant with them just now reopening and barely being able to keep their menu together because they be running out of stuff already because they ain't really ordered that much stuff? Do I think they actually had a policy in place? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. However, I do feel like it would be hard pressed for them to ever allow anybody to set up a tripod, walk through the restaurant, pretty much take a damn picture in there without it being some shit after stating that was or is in fact their policy. Other element of that, because like I said, I feel like everybody could have handled it differently. Once confronted and being told that they don't allow recording in the restaurant, I feel like bitch could have been like, all right, well, shit, I'm trying to show y'all. I'm trying to put y'all, I'm trying to put people on to y'all. But if that ain't what y'all want, fuck y'all. All right, I'm out. I feel like that could have happened. I feel like that could have happened. Hence, none of the rest of the conversation would be going on. None of it. None of it would be going on. I feel like once he pressed on the manager a little bit more, because he pressed him. He pressed him. Once he pressed him some more, and he was like, we don't allow recording in a restaurant. He was like, oh, okay, well, I'm trying to put y'all on. Fuck y'all. All right, come on. Tell people, let's go. And then continue the bash their ass out the door. I don't think that it was necessary or required for him to make a stance. When in fact, we don't know if there's, I don't believe there was a policy. I don't believe there was a policy. I do believe that was a bullshit. But I feel like that both parties had an opportunity to handle it differently and did not handle it differently. Um, do I think that Benji's gonna be affected? Absolutely motherfucking not. Absolutely not. Benji ain't finna be affected by that situation at all. I think that people tend to give way because so many people are able to garner attention and things via social media, social networking, all the apps and things. Because people, regular everyday people, are able to garner so much success through those means. People tend to think that certain things will make, break, or kill what a content creator has going on. That is not true. That is not true. Y'all are using y'all everyday corporate business knowledge and applying it to something that was created after the standards that you all follow. Benji is going to be absolutely motherfucking fine. The videos are still going to get watched. The businesses are still going to allow him into the doors in order to profile and highlight their businesses. That is still going to happen. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, Percy and Willie's ain't going to close. The people who go to Percy and Willie, that go, after waiting, so they're not going to stop going. And with the way that the world and people are set up these days, there are people who are just going to go to Percy and Willie's because the drama happened at all. In my opinion, that is what we're going to see it at. There's not, I can't, I'm not seeing either business, Benji's business or Percy and Willie's, being closed down or stopping completely. I don't believe that neither one of them can stop the other one's bag. What I will say is this, and this is not in regards to Benji or to the owner of Percy and Willie's. This is for us. We have to be sure that we are real and true to what we say we are real and true to. You can't, yeah, power to the people about this restaurant, and in my mind, be like, fuck y'all, I'm still gonna shop at Target. Fuck y'all, I'm still gonna, like, pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. I feel like we all do what we can when faced with racial, um, financial classist, you know, issues with being in America. I really like, we all have our different times where we have that moment where things are blatantly in our face. But I can tell you, somebody who I ain't never heard say nothing about, ain't never said nothing about the way of the world, and then you pick and choose when you want to be active. It don't really rock with me. It doesn't rock with me. But you never know until you have conversations with people. So what I'll say is, what we probably need to do more than anything else is make sure that we are entering and exiting doors in which we are invited, and that we are preserving not only our own lives, but the lives of the people around us at all times. At all times. We have been selling, and when I say we, I mean me, other content creators, Um, I won't speak on some other folks, but we have been saying 4 months, 4 months that at no other time other than now, we need to be more. Do some of us need to be better people? Absolutely. But we need to be more unified in how we move with the world because we do so much more together than we do separated. And when I say we, I mean us. So no matter where you fall, in as far as this conversation and what happened, I hope that what we can do as we move forward, whether you're a content creator like me, because yes, I hit million view videos, or just somebody who likes to enjoy the content, just making sure that we are doing what we need to do in order to put not only our best foot forward and provide who we are out into the world, but to also keep ourselves protected. Yep. Okay, so now I got that out the way. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. So, like I was telling y'all earlier, this month is dedicated to motherhood, and since this is the first Cree Said What Tuesday, I'm gonna talk about me being a mom. Talk about me being a mom. And yeah, it was a time. Now, motherhood for me, I like to say that it didn't come with a manual, but it did come with a tip sheet. It came with moments. It came with figuring it out. It came with moments of getting it right. And over time, I I had to grow not just as a mother, but as a woman. And the truth is, the way that I see relationships might not be the exact way he experienced our relationship. When I say he, I mean him and my son, me and my son. Um, Now, y'all already know that I am very open about my journey. Being a single mother, not doing it alone, having an actual co-parent that co-parented, having a co-family because his extended family, his mom, his dad, his sister, his brother, his cousins, like everybody was tapped in when Jayden was blessed to be on the earth. And understanding that support doesn't remove responsibility. It just changes how you carry it. I had to learn balance. The balance between being strong, being soft, being leading and listening, between correcting and understanding. And that's sometimes I'm still learning. Like even now, because even though my son is an adult, that did not stop that didn't stop me from being a mom. I'm going to be a mom until the day I leave here, and I'm still going to be a mama when I'm ashes to ashes and dust to dust. And if we're honest, parents would tell you one version of the story, kids would tell you another version of the story. And because in our minds, we believe that we're doing everything right, and in their minds, like they got mental notes. Like I would always I would always ask my son like multiple times, like when something be going on, or I would suggest something to him, or I would give him some type of instruction or something that we're gonna do. I would ask him multiple times. I'd be like, because I just wanted to make sure that he understood. I conveyed myself correctly. He understood like what was going on, and that he was really truly on board, and finding out if he had any type of questions or anything like that in regards to what we were doing as a family. Because at the end of the day, yeah, me, my mom, me, him, my mom, my dad, my sister, we were a family. But I always stressed to him that he and I were our own individual family also. So today we're gonna talk to him. I actually got my son to sit in with me and let me interview him to kind of give his point of view of me being a mom rather than me sitting up here talking about the type of mom that I was. Because you know what? A lot of times we be thinking we certain types of mamas. I'm sure that every mom who has a child that has gone no contact had no idea what their kid thought of them parenting wise until they called them for a month and they get no answer. But we gonna talk to him. So What's that?
You ready? Yeah, you start.
Okay. Okay, so now I have my son here. My son Jayden. Wait, Jayden. Say my twin. See? Can you see? Put my glasses back on. But now I'm gonna ask him some questions about me being his mom. Because I told y'all what I think about being his mom, but that don't necessarily mean that that's what he think. So I'm gonna ask him some questions. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, my son is 25 years old. Just to throw that part out there. It's a grown man. You looking like a baby on the camera, don't you? You looking young in the face on the camera. Okay, so my first question is, what's it like being my child?
What's it like being your child?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the life I have is pretty good because you my best friend. So.
Oh.
Nice. So I mean, I can't speak for other people and they mom.
Mm-hmm.
Me and you, we's one. You my mom. You was my age, we'd be the best friends.
Okay, then. So I'm all right. Like
Yeah.
Y'all do too much.
One trader for the world.
Okay, like if you had to describe it over all the years from being little to being grown, like how would you describe me as a mama?
Yeah, you have a mom. Definitely caring. Loving. Caring, loving. Wholesome.
Who I get to be?
Whatever. We never had no bad moment in there.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, no, I want you my mom. Nah, I ain't never had a moment like that. So.
And you know kids be doing it.
Yeah, you know. I'm saying, I know some kids, they be like, I hate you. I ain't never had a moment like
that. That's glad to know. Okay. Let me see. What's something that I do that you actually like?
That I actually like?
Yeah. It could be like something old. It could be something like nah, but something about me that I do that you actually like with me being a mom.
No matter what, you always make sure I'm straight. No matter what going on. And that's something I forever will be grateful for.
Okay. Okay. Now the opposite. What's something that I do to get on your nerve? Because sometimes I feel like what I be about to do is going to get on your nerve. I just be like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
All the times we fine when I be about halfway asleep, you want me to go through stuff. I'm like, Lord, I know she want me to go to stuff. But other than that, man, that's about it, man. Other than that,
I don't just like get on your nerves.
Oh no, you don't just get on my nerves.
Okay. Cause you know I do some things like when I like text you or call you like in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
I be saying to myself like, I probably shouldn't be texting him this stupid stuff in the middle, but I really be wanting to know. So I be like, book, I'm just gonna see it. If he reply back, he reply back. If he don't, I'm gonna call. But I do it because if you text me and I don't reply back, you calls me. Like, so that's the only reason why I do it, because I be doing what you be doing to me. Okay. But yeah, I thought that maybe that you might have said that would get on your nerves. Like when you were little, was there anything that I did that got on your nerves?
Oh look. I don't know, unless it came down to all that Vaseline on my face going to school.
I don't never put no Vaseline on your face.
Lotion something.
You say lotion on your face? You want to go out dry?
No.
When you chocolate, you can't be ashy.
Like, all look like he's like, man, wow, I'm good on this over. See, as I got older, I realized, yeah, you need that Vaseline.
Because if you light skin, you go out looking like a sugar cookie. If you don't put no lotion on. If you dark skin, you look like you dead. So you got to put some on your skin. Yeah. Oh God. Do you think that I actually listen to you?
Yeah, well, different. And I can see you, he's my best friend. For you want to let people on this earth, I know. If ain't nobody else listen to me, I know.
Did I get?
I know you ain't listen to me.
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. You say that I listen to everything, and I try. Like I try to, and I do that with everybody. Like it's a natural thing. Like I don't want nobody. If I say I care about you, I can't like not like I don't not excuse me, not listen to nothing that you say.
Yeah.
Because you might tell me something. It might be a random conversation that we have about something, and then something happened 6 months later. But then I know why it happened because that whatever from 6 months ago. Okay, okay, I think I did pretty good. This is the last question. Because he didn't do, and I don't want y'all thinking that he did this under duress. I asked, and I asked very scared. And he said, not really, but he would do it anyway. So, what's your favorite memory with me?
Favorite memory?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of memory.
A big one. I got one.
I say, homecoming night, senior night.
Senior night.
When we all had to stand together.
Oh, like we took the pictures and stuff. Didn't I wear a jersey? No, I didn't wear a jersey. I wore a jersey before.
Yeah, you wore one before.
Yeah, the All-Star Rec League jersey. Yeah. Damn, I'm poor as hell. That's 12.
Yeah,
Damn, I lost a lot of weight.
That is that jersey when I was 12.
Yeah, that was a 12-year All-Star jersey. Well, okay. I enjoyed that.
Or the time we went to the Cowboys game.
Oh, yeah.
When the Lions played Cowboys.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I liked that too.
That was fun. That was the first time Daddy had been to an NFL game too.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them.
We gotta do that again.
Yeah, we gotta go to another football.
We gotta go to another football game. Even if we don't do nothing but like go, like maybe go see the Panthers. I don't be wanting to see the Panthers. That's why we don't never see. Like she didn't live in Charlotte for a lot of years. Now what time did she say y'all want to go to a Panthers game? She didn't say that about that. Even when the Cowboys played the Panthers, I think they played them 2 years in a row the past 2 seasons.
Yeah. Was it all day on TV though? Wasn't it?
It might. Well, no, it would have still came on TV here because we gonna get the Panthers game regardless. Because we in the market. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have a favorite memory. It's gonna be corny too. We were coming. When we were staying in Simmonsville, and we were coming. We were on the way to come over here, the mom and daddy house, and some song came on the radio, some rap song. I about came in what rap song it was. But you might have been about 14, 15. And we were just riding over here and you were actually rapping the words to the song. And it was a song from like long time ago. Yeah. Like an old rap song. Yeah. Yeah. Was it a big song? I felt, well, for one, as a hip hop head, I felt proud. Because clearly, like we listened to music and all that stuff. Like you was listening to the music. And like we had a whole hip hop conversation. And I was like, oh shit, like he really okay. Like I really believe like you really be like you really understand the importance. And how significant like the track was. And like it ain't the big great, but that's like what I'm like, okay then. Okay, because you know, with they're not as your daddy side ain't into the same stuff. It's like your dad ain't into the same stuff that like I'm into. Yeah. So like even though you were getting older and stuff, and would you play a football like your daddy? Everybody talk about you look like your daddy, even though they were like, you look like you wear your daddy number. Like there was a moment where I felt like included still. Like
you feel like I'm on your side.
Yeah, but that was one time where I felt like I was still included even though you were getting older. Like you were doing so much stuff like your daddy. I was like, okay, because people stop saying like that Crystal son. They start talking about that James son. And I know it's both, but over here in Florence, you were that Crystal son. Then we started letting you do stuff in Simmonsville. All of a sudden, people forgot like I was your mama. We the two people that we.
Oh yeah, that is Crystal son, duh.
Yeah, like we went to school. Y'all don't remember we went together. He had that many girlfriends. Me and Jayden had that many girlfriends and boyfriends. It was just us. Yeah, we wasn't bouncing around the high school dating different people. It was us. Who y'all thought was the mama? And I remember one time somebody said they thought Angel.
Yeah, that threw me all the way off.
Well, she must be had him at 5. But okay, well, thank you for doing my little interview with me. Because y'all don't understand. I don't make him do nothing. And that's probably a problem. I don't think in your life have I ever been like, you better. Da, 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 da.
No. If you did one that many times.
Yeah, like I ain't got nothing to really remember. Like I never made you do anything. And I think it's because generally, just about anything I've ever asked you to do,
Well, I pretty much did it.
you just went on ahead and did it. And I don't know if it's because you want to do it or you just ain't want to hear no fussing. I don't know. It could be like a daddy. You ain't want to hear all that shit. But I never had to, do the most and like go on and on and on in order for you to. So I never really been like that. And you I mean, like you literally are the closest person to me. I mean, like literally, I grew with.
Yeah, literally.
And we gonna be friends to the end, like Chucky. Like Chucky, right? Sleet or snow. And just a little FYI for anybody who might watch it because of my son on it. Just know if you ever say to yourself, she don't know what that boy, she don't know what that boy like. Yes, I do. I live it every day. If you said, I can't believe he did that, that's my side. That's my family. y'all think y'all know my family. Y'all don't know my family. But thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you. And if y'all waiting on the hug, we don't be hooking at things like that. But I'm be right. Yeah, do I say 10 people bye? Okay, so my baby did so good. My baby did so good. I know you guys about to say, yo, baby, that nigga 25 years old. Y'all know he's 25 years old. We 20 years apart. I know he's 25 years old, but that's my baby. He's the only baby I got, okay? My baby did so good. He did so good. And this is what I mean when I say that you're not just raising a child, you're building a relationship. And that relationship requires space for both of you to exist. Not just as a mom, not just as the child, but as two people learning each other in real time. When I got pregnant with Jayden, I was 19 years old. I was 1 year out of high school, almost two. His dad had just graduated. Like his dad graduated in June of 2000, and I had Jayden in April of 2000. Like I got pregnant immediately after his dad graduated, even though we had dated for 2 years prior. Okay, it's like as soon as he would have been, his dad would have been deemed an adult. That's when the swimmers made it. That's when the swimmers made it to the shore. That's when the swimmers made it to the shore, and I can tell you that over the course of me and my son's father raising my son, um, it was not all. Now, don't get me wrong. I had an awesome co-parent, and the reason why I say I had an awesome co-parent is because neither one of us knew what the hell we was doing, and we needed our mamas and our daddies. He came from a two. My son's father comes from a two-parent home. I come from a two-parent home, and both of us leaned heavily on our families when it came to raising Jayden. Um, and it wasn't perfect. It wasn't the beginning stages were not perfect. Um, we broke up when my son was 5 months old. Yeah, my son was 5 months old. We broke up. We ain't gotta talk about why we broke up. We just broke up. I will say that it was not my fault. Okay, I didn't do nothing. What I will say is, um, my son's father's girlfriend was at his first birthday party. And because we were so young, did we have issues where I called him about picking his son up and he may not answer and he may not come? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially when he was a lot smaller. When he got a little bit bigger, then he was way more open to it. And at the time, I was like, this nigga gonna get his baby, da 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 da. Call his mom, like, girl, go ahead and bring that baby out here. That kind of stuff. But which is why I said I not only had a co-parent, I had a co-family. I had a co-family. Um, but in retrospect, looking back, a young man with a baby that don't do nothing but crawl, I could see why he was apprehensive. He had shit to worry about. He had shit to worry about, but I could see why he was apprehensive. But I mean, he lived with his mom and daddy. My son daddy was still living with his mom and daddy. So I felt completely safe taking him to the same house that I had been hanging out at and safe at for 3 years prior. Like, let's be all the way for real. But I could see why he was apprehensive. And my son's father was just coming into himself. Like where I had like I graduated high school. Um I started working at a great company here in the area at 18 years old. So I was making money. Um, had healthcare benefits, all the things. When I got pregnant, that's the life I was leading. You know, he was transitioning from his high school workplace to getting like his first grown man job. And like where I had already been going out, partying, drinking, staying out on all the things, right? Going out of town on road trips and all that. My son's father hadn't done none of that. Like post high school, he didn't experience any of that. So as we were raising Jayden, we were still growing up. Like I tell people all the time about how I'm like, oh, how old you got pregnant? I say 19. I had it when I was 20, and they have this image in their head that me at 40 something. The reason why I'm outside is because I did not have um my early 20s to do that kind of shit. That's not so. That's not so. I was outside. I was outside taking trips. It's a little embarrassing, but it's a little embarrassing since I'm a grown up now. But I had my son April 9th of 2001. I was at Bike Weekend, the last weekend in May. I was past my 6 weeks. I don't judge. Do not judge. Don't judge. Because my parents understood the importance of me still having a life of my own. um I was still able to be Crystal. I worked every day. I still hung out. I did community service type deals. I was heavily involved like with my high school basketball team still. Like all the things, right? Like I was able to do everything that I wanted to, including being his mother. I didn't, which is why I say that I had a village. And I had a sister that was like 4 years younger than me. When I was 20, she was 16. Prime babysitting age, okay? Prime babysitting age, 16. Um, she's actually the one that babysat my baby when I went to bike weekend that exact same year in May. What a time. What a time. But we really, when I say that I had a village, everyone was tapped in with me having Jayden. There was only one other child in that generation, his older cousin Jasmine, at the time. It was just them. It is him and her, and she is 2 years older than Jayden. 2 or 3. Maybe 3. Yeah, but then Jayden and she, you know, went back and forth between her mom and us and things like that. Because we the daddy side of the family. We the daddy side when it comes to her. But he was the first boy that had been born um, since my older cousin Kyle had been born at the beginning of our generation. So between my grandmother, my mom, my dad, like having their grandbaby was top tier activities. I was still able to be me. I can honestly say that I didn't miss being a mother young. I didn't miss a thing. And while I was living life, it wasn't that my son's father wasn't living life. His definition of living life was different. So by the time my son was 2, 3 years old, this nigga was just getting off the porch. I know wore through my porch. He was just getting off the porch. So for him, he's starting to experience that, and he hasn't gotten on one schedule where or figured out in his mind yet. Okay, I get my son every other weekend, so that means I go out every other weekend. And I remember when Jayden was very young, and I'm talking about 2, 3 years old. His dad didn't think it was fair that when he was with his daddy, I was able to go out, and when he was home, I was able to go out. But I live with my mom and dad, so there was a little bit of resentment there. Um, he had a little spell early on where I called him to get stuff. and he wouldn't bring me the motherfucking money, or he wouldn't bring me the goods. I put his ass on child support. And I hear a lot of conversations now where people be saying, if she put you on child support, then that's all the money that she get, and she shouldn't be asking for no more money, and you shouldn't be giving her no more money. You shouldn't be buying no school. You shouldn't be buying no schools. Let me tell you something. If you add up how much you pay for child support every month, and that amount isn't what you would go spend on a child's school clothes, if it's significantly less, buy the motherfucking shoes. Buy the shoes. You ain't giving enough money. They take a portion for they take a portion of your check. Now with this, I'm not talking to you who got 3, 4, 5 baby mamas, 5, 6 kids. But in our case, my son is my only child, and he is his father's only child. He's his father's only child. So, but after once Jayden got old enough to be able to say, I want to go over to my dad's house, that is when our dynamic became perfect. Because let me tell you one thing, my son daddy do is love that motherfucking boy. He love that boy. He love that boy. He love that boy like he had that boy. Like he carried him around for 40 weeks. He loved that boy. Well, 41 weeks. Because I missed my due date. When I said he loved that boy. And when he was able to say, Daddy, come get me, Daddy was coming to get him. And it is still true to this day with him being 25 years old. There is absolutely nothing. Y'all might think I'm exaggerating, but there is absolutely nothing that my son can ask for, and he's never been a needy ass kid either. He never walked up to me when he was little, like on a Sunday, and be like, Mom, what we doing on Wednesday? He wasn't that type of kid. He wasn't the type of kid that asked for everything out of the store. My son liked what he liked, and he liked to get what he liked. And as long as he had what he liked, you can say from the interview, like that's not something that he was putting on because I put him in front of the camera. Like that's really how we get down. I'm very, you know, you don't never really know who has conversations where they just with each other like, do you like me? I don't do that with nobody, but that really warmed my heart. But let me give y'all a life receipt. Motherhood is not just what you teach your child, it's also what you're willing to learn from them. Because they're always watching, they're always feeling, they're always forming their understanding of you and of themselves. And if you're open to it, they will teach you just as much as you teach them. Like I shared with my son, like learning the different things that he was into, seeing the level of humility that he's always had. Because even when he would be congratulated for things, I remember going to a awards banquet his senior year, finding out that he was a Region 1A Defensive Player of the Year. I went down to football games, and nobody told me, and he didn't tell me. But the level of humility that he has always had, no matter how much people try to hype him up, hype his head up, congratulate him for the things that he's done well, he has always been the same kid. Even with us going through what we're battling now in his life, like he is still the same kid, more mature, does more mature things, has more mature activities. But the level of humility he has, the level of respect that he has for others and for life in general is top tier. And I would like to believe that he learned that from me and his dad. Me a little bit more than his dad, of course. But if I don't leave you all with nothing else other than this, um, I would say, there's a way that we parented. We're parented. There's gentle parenting. Regardless of how you choose to raise your child, the only thing that what I think is the most important is that you make sure that the values that your parents wanted you to exhibit and exalt in your lives are what you are promoting in your child's life, no matter how you choose to go about making sure that they learn it. Because the method that our parents used may not have been the best method to get their point across, but the things that they taught us are timeless. The things that they taught us are timeless. But y'all, that is it. That is all for Tuesday's episode of Cree Said What? To my son, thank you for coming on here and talking with me. Um, I I didn't know what to expect. One thing my son don't do is lie. So when he tell you his mama this shit, his mama this shit. And to everyone listening, this is just one version of motherhood. This is only one version of motherhood. Everybody's story is not the same. We are not single mothers are not a monolith. If you don't know what monolith means, all single mothers are not the same. Not all single mothers' experiences are the same. And we're going to keep having these conversations all month because there are so many more. So make sure that you're subscribed, share this with someone who needs it, and stay connected. Um, Throughout the month, I'm going to be having guests. Since I'm trying to warm myself back up into having guests every week, because you know when I went off, when I shut it down before, I was having guests every week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still warming up to it, but I have some impactful, great guests on the way for the month of May. So make sure that you check it out. And as always, remember, love yourself first. Loving yourself first is not selfish. Loving yourself first teaches you how to love the people that you love the way that they deserve. Until next time, bye.